An interim coach and GM, and J.J. Watt isn't happy about the team's prospects. Watt said, quote, "It's no secret I don't have 10 years left in this league. I'm not looking to rebuild. I'm looking to go after a championship." So, Shannon, do you have any problem with what J.J. said here?
I have no problem with what he said, and the writing is on the wall for him, Skip, and he knows they're in a rebuild mode, but I don't know how they rebuild when you don't have a first and second round pick coming next year. And J.J. understands that, Skip, he's closer to the end than the beginning, and he's looking around him, and he's like, damn, at one point in time, we were winning the division every year, making the playoffs, and now that's gone. Now, I don't know, J.J., he's a fixture. Arguably, he's the greatest Texans player. You know, maybe the wide receiver, Andre Johnson, they can contend that, but that's for this discussion. I'm going to say J.J. is the greatest Texans player. Skip, he might, if he wants to reach his ultimate goal, he might need to. Next year's salary, $17.5 million, is not guaranteed. All the guaranteed money he was doing, the big, massive contract he signed, has been paid in full. If I'm J.J. and I really want to win a title, and I don't believe I can do it there, ask him to trade you or just release me, let me go somewhere. Let me pick a team that I feel that can give me an opportunity. He's too good of a player not to at least have that attempt on his resume. Skip, and I know it gets hard to leave when you've been a fixture at a location for as long as J.J. has, but at the end of the day, if he wants a chance at a title, I don't believe it's going to come in Houston, and he's probably going to have to leave. But I had no problem with what he said.
Well, time out. What he said was basically, get me out of here, right? I mean, you said he should ask for a trade. He just did.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Skip, go behind close. Hey, you know what? I said what I said, you know, but I really meant it. You've been speaking up a lot lately, Skip. You noticed that?
You said the magic words, go behind closed doors.
Yeah.
The reason this offended me for the sake of longtime hardcore Houston Texans fans, and I know a bunch of them, is that he is the face of the franchise. Always has been. You can argue he's the greatest Texan ever.
We'll see what Deshaun has to say in another 10, 12 years, but right as of now.
But he is and has become iconic in that city.
Yes.
J.J. Watt.
Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Correct. I didn't want to hear this from him because you're rubbing everybody's nose in the fact that your team is 1-6. And they don't want to hear it, especially from you. So as the leader of the team and a figure that the whole Texans nation, that whole area of Texas looks up to, why would you go public with this? Because this was a trade demand to me. This is, please get me out of here. I'm not a rebuilding block anymore. I'm 31 years old. I'm in my 10th season. You know, he's been hurt a lot, man.
Especially the last 3-4 years, Skip.
Because he went 5 years and didn't miss a game the first 5, and the last 5 he's missed 32 games. That's a lot of games.
That is. And
he was saying yesterday, well, I fought back from injury because I got a taste of it early, and it looked like this pro football was pretty easy because right out of the box, his rookie year, they win the division for the first time. And then they won a playoff game for the first time. And then a couple of years later, they go 2-14. And you argued the first day we were ever on this show that J.J. Watt was the best player in football at that point.
Because, Skip, in his first 5 years, he had, like 3 Defensive Player of the Years. He finished, second or third in MVP, which is unheard of for a defensive player.
Now we're back to Aaron Donald syndrome. I always argue back that they're not quarterbacks, so they can't do what Deshaun does. And the reason I'm a big Deshaun fan, the reason this hurt me the most was for Deshaun's sake, even though he echoed the comments and said, well, I don't want to be part of rebuilding either. You do have Deshaun. So when you got Deshaun, you got a shot.
You got a chance. You got a chance, yes.
And I know it all fell apart because of Bill O'Brien. When you got Bill O'Brien, you don't have a chance. That's just me.
But the thing was, Skip, and he ruined it.
He did.
Because the left tackle, Dwayne Brown, is playing unbelievable for Russell Wilson, and you got mad because the owner said something, and he stepped like, nah, that's unacceptable. And you took it personal, just like DeAndre Hopkins.
Bill O'Brien took it personal. I think the owner also took Dwayne Brown personal.
And so y'all got him out of there, a premier left tackle. Premier. Hard to come by.
And ask Seattle how hard they
You trade DeAndre Hopkins for a bag of apples and some Gatorade. David Johnson, a second-round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. All he's doing is leading the league in receiving.
It's just an all-time horrible trade. It took the life and heart out of the Texans.
And think about this, Skip. You trade a premier left tackle, and then you have to give up 2 first-rounders and a second to go get another left tackle and have to pay him top dollar. So what you could have been building, at least Jay, they're like, man, we're going to get a top draft pick. You know, we in the running. You got nothing. And JJ's like, I want no part of this.
Okay.
JJ been speaking an awful lot. Remember, he had that blow-up with Bill O'Brien. And once he had that blow-up with Bill O'Brien got him.
And I believe he got him fired.
Yes.
Like he was the last straw.
Yes.
When he said no, the franchise said that's enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's J.J. Watt.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you just deliver these comments to the GM or to something? Go to the top. Go to the owner.
Right.
Just say, I just can't take this anymore.
Yeah, because he has that type of relationship, but there's no question, Skip. And when these guys like J.J. Watt or Aaron Donald, their voice carries the same amount of weight as a great quarterback on a team because they're the best players on that team. Or they were, I think Deshaun is the best player. Now, J.J. is clearly not the same player. I think he can be a piece. I don't believe he can dominate like he once could, Skip. I still think he can be a valuable piece because he's not that explosive, that quick guy. He was just unblockable. He's not that anymore. But he's like, I don't want to. I can't be here for that. I can't. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I can't stick around.
So J.J. Watt's record as a Houston Texan is 63-56, which is not that much over 500.
Right.
Again, he's not the quarterback, but you say for a while he was the best player in all of football. Well, he doesn't have a lot to show for it.
No.
Okay? So in his time there, they're 3-5 in the playoffs. And they've gotten a lot of easy playoff games because they end up skating through their division, right?
I mean, what you think he's supposed to do with guys like Brian Hoyer and Brock Osweiler as his quarterbacks? Hell, I'm surprised he won that many games with those guys. You think about who DeAndre Hopkins had throwing to him over all those years, Case Keenums. And you think he's supposed to win some games with him? He
kept taking advantage of Andy Dalton's Bengals, right?
Yes. He
did.
Yes.
Right?
So it was it's tough sledding, Skip, in that division. It was because, he had 1 year Peyton was there.
Yep.
And then, Peyton was hurt that year.
Yep.
Peyton was hurt.
I would just keep it to myself.
No, I can't keep it to myself. No.
Yeah, you guys don't keep anything to yourself. I don't know what you're saying over there. Coming up, though, Aaron Rodgers won't have all of his weapons tonight on Fox. But is this his chance to jump to the top of the MVP race? We discuss next.